So I'm not starting off with this to be negative. I just want to give context to the review that I'm about to give to these. I've been on a bit of a Runeterra break for the last couple of months. I haven't logged in or played at all. I wasn't super happy with the direction of the game. However, I knew this big patch was coming. They're reworking a bunch of cards, and they're adding new cards to the game. They're finishing out the Shurima region, Shurima, however it's pronounced, region, and I'm told lots of people have been awing in chat that this looks like they're good. Thursday and Friday morning for the first couple hours of my stream, I'm planning to do some Runeterra Constructed, just dip back in a little bit and see how things feel. And if it's fun, I could see it being a regular part of my schedule again. I don't think we're going to do it every day because I am enjoying Magic, and Magic's the more popular game that pays my bills. But I like playing lots of different games. You know, we do things like Spider-Man we're doing after this. Those are just because they're fun. So if Runeterra's looks fun again, I can see working in a few hours a week. So let's go ahead and dive on into some patch notes and see what we think about things. I'm gonna skip the trailer for now. Let's just get to the goods, huh? Card updates. Due to a large number of changes, we won't be providing context for each change like we usually do. Instead, we'll share some goals and philosophies. Any change we consider for other cards to be largely overshadowed by the current power level of top decks. We want to tone down each of them to allow room for these strategies. Okay, so these, I haven't played it all with Irelia Azir, but I've heard a lot of people complain that this needed to be adjusted. But Nauseous Threst and Trundle Lysandra, these were a big part of why I decided to take a break, so I'm excited to see what exactly they did with these. Similar to that first goal, we want to consider what decks are currently strong but may not be popular that would likely replace the current top decks. We want to avoid simply replacing one dominant strategy with another. There'll always be decks that perform better than others, but we want there to be a high variety in popular decks. We want these changes to help emphasize identity, strengths, and weaknesses we target for each region. Some regions have drifted away from their intended strengths and weaknesses over time. For example, buffing Iona's flexibility in combat, tricks, and recall, buffing Bilgewater's incidental damage, or big bets with bigger payoffs. Some nerfs to target have more pronounced weaknesses rather than being good at everything. Sure. All right. We have several releases of new cards coming in a short time. So this is this patch, then they're doing a summer thing, and then the next set. Sure. They're on two set releases. Oh, they're giving Misfortune Overwhelm back. Her deck had mostly disappeared from the format, right? The Scouts deck had basically vanished. Is that accurate? Are there people in chat that have been playing a bunch of Runeterra? This is, I think that deck had mostly disappeared. 4+ allies have survived 4+ strikes from enemy blockers, so they're making him easier to level up. Tryndamere. Overwhelm, Fearsome, to Overwhelm, Fearsome, and Tough. They're giving him Tough. This is the wrong card image though here, right? The level 2 is gaining Tough, it says. So it'll be a little bit easier to survive. Karma's being reduced to a 5 cost. She was a 5 cost forever ago, right? Like before I started playing. When I started playing Runeterra at the beginning of 2020, she was already a 6 cost, so this is like a way back revision, and that seems reasonable. She was like never particularly powerful or dominant during the time I was playing. And so honestly, one of the things that I think is good, this is something that I've leveraged criticism of with Magic quite frequently, and that it felt like Riot was kind of falling into the same trap, and it's glad to look like they're not doing that, is one of the things Magic frequently fails to do is revisit their ban list when they ban a card. And obviously Runeterra doesn't ban cards, but it's good to see them revisiting nerfs now that their format has changed, right? Because like one of the things we talk about with all card games is like, you know, power level of cards is contextual. And while I would believe this was a good change at the time, the format's changed and probably gotten more powerful and stuff like that. So rolling that back is probably reasonable. Yeah, I'm going to be doing Runeterra Thursday and Friday morning with this big patch happening as Intel, so we're taking a look at what the patch notes are because they came out today. Again, don't really have opinions on her, haven't played with her. They're making her harder to level up. I assume that that's reasonable. When you gain the attack token, reforge. When I'm summoned, if you have an attack token, reforge. When you gain the attack token... Change when you gain the attack token, reforge to when I'm summoned if you have the attack token, reforge. I'm not parsing what actually changed here. The text is wrong, read the card. When I'm summoned, if you have an attack token, or when you gain the attack token, reforge. Oh, okay. So she reforges when she comes into play. She gains it on cast now. Okay, that makes sense. Got it. She enters, she forges on ATB. That looks good. Base stats. Go into a 2/4. Sure. Hecarim. Go into a 5/6. Sure. Azir. Harder to level up. So they made both of the Irelia Azir champions harder to level. It's probably good. I don't know if that's enough. I haven't played with them at all. They got rid of Fearsome on Gnosis. I guess was like Fearsome a big deal with this card on the base level? I don't know. I kind of felt like I don't know. And obviously, like this is 2 months out of date, but I felt like when I was playing against this card, the rough part was when your opponent would like have a spell shield thing and atrocity you, but maybe the format's different and Spell Shield with Atrocity aren't the thing that they're doing anymore. Making Severe easier to level. Oh, I like Talia. What are they doing with her? Deal 2 damage to my blocker 3 times. If it's dead or gone, deal... Oh, did they fix this? Is that what happened? This now works how I wanted her to be? I was like really tilted the first day that she released. So this her trigger used to be so funky that it used to be, oh, you don't need a landmark anymore either. That's great. So she always does it, and if they remove the blocker, her triggers still happen. Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that they got rid of the landmark requirement too, but I also like that you can't like punk her ability out by getting rid of the blocker. So that's sweet. They're making Tarek chunkier, sure. They're putting Aphelios back to a 3/3. That's good. I hope this card is playable. The Aphelios design is like really kind of chaotic, but I think it's sweet. It has a lot going on. Oh, hope I zoomed in and things moved down. Oh, the card images aren't getting bigger when I zoom. That's annoying. I like that this card. I like when this card's playable. It creates a lot of interesting decision trees. Yeah. There's a good chance that Temple was the issue and not Aphelios. Make it rain. Going back to 2. Sure. Black Market Merchant. This is another revert, right? They're doing a ton of reverts. That's awesome. Double up. Deal 2 to an enemy. If it kills it, deal 4 to the Nexus. They're just making it cheaper. Sorry. Children, chat, children. Slotbot. When I'm summoned or round start, grant me 1/0 for each card you drew last round, then shuffle my stats. What changed here? Oh, it gained when summoned. This does when summoned. Got it. Sure. So he randomizes on summon, and he gets bigger on summon too. So he not only randomizes, but he also like gets to start slotting that turn. Oh, I like Shyvana. So that's a small upgrade to her. Mage Seeker, bunch of small stat changes. They made Howling Abyss cheaper. Oh, that one kind of makes me excited. I love this card. This card is just like peak sweet RNG. I like, yeah. I like dicking around with this card. It's fun. Random level 2 champions. Yeah, sign me up. Not a little bit bigger. They got rid of a tune on this card. I've not played with this card, so I don't know if that's good. They made Young Witch a 1/2. Oh, I like that. So they made Make It Rain cheaper, but they made some of these cards like her. This is a good balance. So they made Make It Rain back to its original its original cost, but they made a couple of these X ones, gaining an extra toughness so they can survive Make It Rain more, which is a nice way to balance it, right? You're like making the DL one better. Ooh, Will of Iona back to 4. I'm interested to see if this is still meaningful. Like, this card was really obnoxious at 4 when it originally got nerfed, but the format's very different, so I could see this being super reasonable now. Thanks for the quarter of a year, Rustiv. I appreciate that. Twin Disciples going to 2. Ooh, that feels like a big buff. Feels like a big one. Inclusive Tactician. Reputation, I cost 6 when I'm summoned. Rally. Sure. Just giving a little bit of stats to things. And honestly, these types of things where we're just like adjusting stat lines, like giving things 1/1 more doesn't look like a lot on paper, but it can hugely be the difference between playable and not playable. So like all of these little stat changes mean a lot of these cards are worth revisiting. Ooh, Rummage is going to 2. That feels big. Was one of the top decks leveraging Rummage and kind of abusive with it? I would bet they mentioned, oh, Easy Draven was playing this card. Okay, that makes sense. And I would bet with some of the changes that they're making that this could also be kind of viewed as like a preemptive nerf to discard aggro. If discard aggro is still a thing running around. Oh, discard aggro is considered S tier right now. Sure, yeah, that makes a ton of sense then. Improbolator. I like that this card is getting more expensive because I hate the design of this card. If this card is less playable, I would be happy with this card being less playable. This is an incredibly high variance design, not only because it creates a random thing when you play it, but it also has to be in your hand early in order for it to be good. So it has like high variance on 2 fronts. It's better when you draw it early, and then it's still random past that. Yeah, it feels like an old Magic design. This is one of the cards in Runeterra I just really don't like the design of because of the way its variance is littered in it. Watcher. I cost 0 if you summoned 4+ cost allies that cost 8+ this game. Attack, obliterate the enemy deck, leaving 3 non-champions to... Oh, this is... Great, so they're making it's 5 to make it free. And they're leaving 3 non-champion cards. This is great. This is fine. This is perfect. Yeah, like this is one of the 1,000 of changes myself and other people suggested for this card. For reference, this card used to just get rid of your entire deck. And like the fact that it's leaving you 3 cards means your opponent attacks with this, you draw a card on your turn, you get a turn. It goes back to their turn, you draw a card. It goes back to your turn, you draw a card again. So you get two turns after the Watcher obliterates you, which is perfect, right? It's still powerful, it's still a game-ending thing, but it gives you a chance to counterplay, and more importantly, if you're an aggressively slanted deck, it means they can't just punk you with this, they have to also survive a backswing the following turn, possibly 2 more backswings. So like, this is still very good, it just allows for counterplay now. Some more stats, sure. Duskrider, some more stats. Yeah, give me all the extra stats on the unplayable cards. Abomination, go into a 4/2, sure. Stalking Shadows costs 3? Okay. I mean, this card's very powerful, so I don't know what exactly the format looked like that they're doing this, but I'm not surprised that this is a change. The Clock Hand. 4/7 to 7/7 is a big boost. Ooh, this is a nice one. So they're making it a 1/2, which means it survives Make It Rain now, but it lost an attack, so it's a little bit less aggressive and obnoxious. Yeah, Go Hard gets a little bit worse with things getting extra toughness as well. Whoa! Maybe the support deck's playable. This is a big attack buff, and they buff Tarek's defense too. This card is like creates big swings. I can see that being fine. Sun Guardian got better. Okay. Star shaping, healing is going down. Okay, yeah, that seems fine too. This effect is still very good. You're still definitely interested in playing this card at heal 4. Oh no, chat! No, you can't. Oh no, not my Danger Noodle. This card. Oh man. All right, I'm a little bit sad about this one. I don't know if it had to be done. Like, they gave so many things second points of toughness. This is a big nerf to Zoe. This is a big nerf to Zoe. Did they not? I was kind of hoping Pale Cascade was in here somewhere. Did they not give us Pale Cascade back? We changed our Danger Noodle into a Wet Noodle. All right, I'm gonna steal that and repeat it in the future. Yeah, it looks good. Is it alphabetical? Is it alphabetical? I wasn't paying attention. I will say I have missed the Runeterra cosmetics. They are definitely a cut above everything else in the industry. Good looking game boards. Looking card backs, animated emoticons that don't look like they were made on a shoestring budget. The Magic Arena animated emoticons are just embarrassing compared to the stuff Riot puts out. Their art team is just like second to none. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad I put like I said, someone let me know that there was going to be a Watcher nerf because they knew that I hated that card with a passion, but like, there's a lot of good buffs in here. And like I said, honestly, from a philosophical game theory perspective, it really is good to see that they're revisiting nerfs that they've made previously. That willingness to go back and be like, hey, this we're reassessing. That's good. That's good. Okay, Magic Legends is being ended on October 31st, 2021. That can't be real. It's not even released, right? It's not even released. It's only in beta, right? The official Twitter account said it's dead. Magic Legends is shutting down on October. Oh, what a smoldering dumpster fire! Oh, it burned. It burned so brightly for so shortly. Can't do anything but oh. Now that's some funny stuff right there, chat. I was expecting this eventually, but like, also like, this is faster than I expected, you know? Gee, Wizards, you were really quick to ban Magic Legends when it was obviously a failure. Maybe you should ban Brainstorm, because it's obviously made Historic a failure. Alright, sorry. Let's play some Spider-Man. We're done looking at Runeterra stuff.